George Zimmerman's murder defense cannot bring up Trayvon Martin's past marijuana use or previous fights at trial. The judge also barred mention of Martin's toxicology report during opening statements. Zimmerman's lawyers argued Martin had THC, the key active ingredient in marijuana, in his system, indicating he may have smoked the drug a couple of hours before the shooting. Channel 4's Vic Micolucci has been following the hearing all morning. Joins us live from Sanford. Vic.
Bruce, this is being called a victory for Trayvon Martin's family and those with the state attorney's office. A lot of motions, probably about 22 of them, filed in court this morning with the nation's attention. This was taken on national television, these court proceedings, and it seems like the prosecutors have gotten their way in almost all of these motions. The judge denied a lot from the defense team. As you said, some of these motions from George Zimmerman's defense attorneys dealt with possible drug use by Trayvon Martin, some photos of him involved in violent acts, possible fights that he used to be in. Mark O'Mara, George Zimmerman's attorney, argued before the judge, telling them why it was so important that we did have these significant facts in front of the judge.
There are studies that suggest that aggressive behavior can be residual from marijuana use. So the idea of trying to extricate from this case the fact that Trayvon Martin was documented to be to have THC in his system would be an inappropriate restriction on our theory of defense.
Now I bring in John Phillips, a local attorney from the city of Jacksonville, down here actually working as a legal expert for Headline News and CNN. John, what is your take on what happened this morning?
It wasn't just hot out here, it was hot in the courtroom as well. You know, the state had a lot of motions for in limine to exclude evidence, and the judge pretty much sided with them on just about all of them.
And you said it was pretty interesting, some of these hearings and some of the motions that were set forth today.
Absolutely. You know, you get into the exclusion of gold teeth and things like that that are pretty simple, pretty cut and dry. But there's a motion that's going to be deferred till Friday over some evidence that the IT person at the state attorney's office may not have disclosed. It's going to be even hotter.
And you're calling this a victory for prosecutors and Trayvon Martin's family. Why is that?
You know, Trayvon isn't on trial here, and when you've got the defense attorney, criminal defense attorney, leaking, you know, things that aren't favorable towards him but that are completely irrelevant, and those are properly excluded, it's a victory.
And we heard Trayvon Martin's family's attorney say, we don't care about the past. We are trying to make sure that this jury just tries what happened during that 7-minute time period when George Zimmerman came in contact with Trayvon Martin.
That's exactly right. And to some extent, the judge is deferring ruling like on fighting, whether he had this history and how well of a fighter he would be or how good of a fighter. But other than that, you know, a lot of the past stuff is just in the past, and it is that 7 minutes that should be the focus.
John Phillips, thank you so much for your time. That was a summary of what we heard in the courtroom today. Of course, we'll have live reports starting at 5 o'clock on the local station with even more about what went down here in Sanford, where I am live. Vic Micolucci, Channel 4, the local station.
All right.